We will start with our golden thread breath. And you're all well aware by now that this golden thread is one of the breaths that sustains you through your labor. Just going to mute everybody. There we go. So just coming to your seated comfortable position, we'll just spend about 2 minutes settling into the body, starting to explore how the breath in the body feels, and then gently taking the breath naturally, organically, in your own time into golden thread, which is an inhale through the nose and soft, long exhales out of the mouth. So first of all, just noticing how the breath feels and enjoying the sensation of the breath moving in and out of the body. Enjoying the sense of creating the space for yourself. Once you've felt into your breath, you can relax your mouth. So here, we've got 4 mamas who are literally waiting for their babies. 4 mamas who are in pre-labor, just waiting. Inhaling through the nose, long, soft exhales out of relaxed lips. In through the nose, gentle, long, soft breaths out of a relaxed mouth. Because the mouth is so softly open, the breath will become longer and longer for your exhale breath. And you might bring a visualization into this breathing exercise as well. With the clarity of your imagination, seeing a golden thread streaming from the lips through that exhale breath. And you can see this thread spinning, undulating, waving as you blow out, soft, long, and gentle through the lips. And with this visualization, you might choose to gently release what could be bothering you most right now with the breath. For some people, it's really helpful to imagine that there is a basket or a shape at the end of this breath that you can place all of these stresses and concerns. For others, just letting them drift off into space is enough. We'll just take a minute in the quiet, following the golden thread. Allow your inner state to become relaxed. This is an amazing breath to practice during the course of a day when you are transitioning between activities, moving from one space to another, communicating with a new set of people. And as you come into that new experience, just taking 3 or 4 of these out breaths through the mouth, which brings you into body awareness, self-awareness, and also slows everything down enough so that you meet whatever is happening with an expanded sense of emplacement through self, but awareness of what is happening out and around you. It's a good tool to practice throughout the course of a day. And of course, as we breathe deeper and allow all the air to expel from the lungs on the exhale, we're taking extra oxygen to baby through that fuller inhale breath. Placing hand to heart, hand to baby, just pause a moment as you touch your consciousness to your child. developing baby in your attention and love. Slowly beginning to open your eyes when you're ready. We're going to work with neck release first. So you are welcome to stay seated in your comfortable position, or you might choose to take a cushion and sit on your shins and place the cushion onto your calves sitting on the cushion. And this will block the lymphatic flow from the thighs and also at the calves. But when we move, as we always do in yin, post this shape, you'll then flush out the lymph through the legs. So you can think of it as a multifunctional pose. If you have a blanket, you can always roll the blanket and create a bit of a sausage so that that creates the impeding through the area of the calf and the thigh. And the multifunctionality, of course, is release of the lymphatic when we move out, but now working into the neck. Place your left palm to face up to the sky, draw the left arm back. Sweep your right arm behind your spine. Capture the crook of your elbow, lift through the sternum, and tilt your head over to your right shoulder. Keep drawing the left arm down, a little bit of a grip with that right palm into the crook of the left elbow to guide the left elbow down so that you get a good, strong stretch through the left neckline. We'll take several breaths in each part of this shape. First of all, with a neutral tilt of the head to the right side before we tuck the chin and then raise the chin. Another 4 breaths here. You might choose to close your eyes or keep a very soft inner space with soft gaze. Enjoying moments of being able to come into the quiet. Tilt your chin down as though tucking your chin, but the head still moves over and past the right shoulder. The stronger you tuck the chin, the deeper the stretch will be through the back of the neck. So find your place and then yin it. This simply means finding an edge and holding into that edge. Check that you're not slumping forward and collapsing over the belly. Keep the spine quite long, drawing the right arm down the base of the spine. Slowly lift your chin without tweaking, so take it really slow. Start to lift your chin up, up, up. Head tilts over to the right, back, and pause. This will change the stretch. You may gather more intensity around the ear, or maybe not. Everybody is different. We all hold tension in different areas of the chest. Slowly bring your head to neutral. Relax your arms down and take 3 broad, wide breaths into the circumference of the ribs. When we release the neck, we also release the pelvic diaphragm and the breathing diaphragm. So you'll find that there's a knock-on effect from the tentorium, which is the horizontal tissues around the TMJs, and that will reflect downwards as well. So as we release up here, we'll find more space for breath. Right palm face it up, draw the right elbow back, swing the left arm around and clasp the inner right elbow. Pull down, and then gently tilt your head over your left shoulder. Keep drawing the right shoulder downwards with a little bit of a tug with the left arm into that right. And then embrace the sensation and stay. with the head tilting to the left side now, right shoulder drawn down and away. Begin to tilt your chin forward. The stronger you tuck, the stronger the sensation through the back of the neck or to the side back of the neck. Find your place and hold. We hold a lot of tension around the shoulders, especially in pregnancy as we start to take on more and more sense of responsibility. The shoulders can hold that sense of responsibility. So we're wanting to relax and deepen with a full acceptance of this journey into the responsibility of motherhood without holding tension around that responsibility. So that when baby is born into a soft bosom, into soft shoulders, no tension from mother, and a sense of deep acceptance for the journey. Also an understanding of the sacrifice that we make, which is complete attention to these tiny, helpless little babies, and a knowing that as long as we just respond to their needs, all will be well, and you can flow into the journey without resistance. That sacrifice begins to look different as the babies get older and we return to self, picking up our pieces, putting them together to form a new sense of identity and self. Gently lifting the chin and tilting your head back. And this can take several months to several years. That's part of the journey into motherhood. It is a losing of self because we have to lose the old, and then a return with the newness of being. But in that newness, trying to understand who we truly are and how we wish to find our fullest self-expression through this incredible transformation into motherhood. Gently bring your head to neutral. Relax your arms by your sides. Take a moment to feel and notice. There could be a slight lightheaded sensation as the blood flows and rushes into the brain. And then roll your shoulders out, first one direction, whichever direction you choose, lifting and rolling out. And then change the direction. Feel a little bit like a locomotion. And just allow, exaggerate the movement. Be okay with all movement through the shoulders. And now we'll release into the length of the legs. Taking your cushion, place it in front of you. Or not, it's up to you. And then you can walk your knees back, bring your chest onto the cushion, arms forward for a melting heart. You can do this without the cushion as well, completely up to you. And just allow flow through the back of the leg. You'll feel it as a slightly cooler sensation. And definitely if baby is really, really big, the cushion can be extremely helpful in your melting heart. But if you enjoy a stronger shoulder stretch, you can ditch the cushion. We'll be here for another 3 or 4 breaths. It's just a transition shape. Slowly, slowly, start to take it back, baby between your thighs, and into child's pose now, where we'll take 1 minute in this child's pose. Again, with or without a cushion, it's entirely up to you, but just get comfortable and allow. A reminder that child's pose is incredible in early labor as it helps with dilation and it also helps to relieve tension in the lower back. In your child's pose, as taught in the workshop, you'll bring an awareness of labor, of the labor coming, and just allowing for those upwellings of excitement at the thought of meeting your child, but also setting clear intentions. A reminder for those of you who did the workshop, the clear intentions, you set an intention for your positive behavior patterns, close connection to baby, what is the intention for this labor, but we also set an intention for our negative patterning, how we lose control, where we want to hold too much control, whatever it can be. We set an intention for how to manage those behaviors that trigger us or push our buttons. With that kind of awareness at the beginning of the labor and setting those clear intentions, we can really bring a deep sense of self-responsibility into our labor practice, because this is a spiritual journey. Please gently come onto all fours, place your palms on the ground in front of you, and just move through some lovely sensual cat and cow movements, noticing how the spine feels for you, how the pelvis feels, if there's any impingement in the pelvic bones, or if you're feeling free and happy today. When we come to cat and cow at the end of the class again, you'll notice how much space you've created for yourself. Beautiful. We're going to take our squat first because that's one of the more important, particularly for our early labor, rolling over the feet and coming into a deep squat. Now, if your squat is not comfortable at this stage, you can always sit on a cushion and still take a perfectly good squat. It is about the shape of the pelvis, it's about the depth of the tailbone, and it's about the knees coming higher than the hips. So even if you don't want to take a free seated squat, you can sit on your cushion and then begin to relax into the squat. So instead of pressing it and just let your bones soften, let the joints soften. You might even choose to place the palms on the ground, palms facing up. The head relaxes as well. And simply allow. A reminder that the squat is for the early labor, for bringing baby into the top of the pelvis. The hip bones are now pressing down towards the base of the pelvis, narrowing the base of the pelvis. So we are opening the top of the pelvic bowl. And of course, later on in active labor, you'll be moving the knees out of the feet, knees in towards each other, and the feet outwards, and this will open the bottom of the pelvic bowl. Just a few more breaths here. Be in it. If you're feeling that really intense sensation right down into the pelvis, you're feeling lightning, crotch, all of those weird sensations, just be with it. This means that baby is getting closer, and we embrace those feelings rather than move away from them. Inviting intensity right down into our base, because that intensity will only grow as baby comes through. Beautiful. Lift your hips. And you have two choices. You can bring your forearms onto your knees and fold over as much as you can. Or you can take it into a dangle with the feet quite wide and start to straighten the legs and relax your head. You are also welcome to place your hands on blocks, keep baby quite high, and the spine quite high, but really lengthen through the backs of the legs. Once you've found your happy place, find still point and just be in it. Of course, you might be experiencing some quite intense heartburn or pressure up in the esophagus, in which case you really will want to keep your spine slightly lifted, but try to lengthen through the backs of the legs. This shape just preparing us for our deeper stretches in a moment. And also taking the head below the heart so that we get out of the thinking mind and settle into Pranasthana, the heart center. As we prepare for birth, never shying away from your body, its functions, what it needs to do to open for birth. But instead, embracing all the discomforts that come around those sensations, as well as the feeling of empowerment as you prepare to open your body. Bend your knees, 5 breaths in your squat once again. Feel the difference now. Beautiful. We're going to take our side lying stretch. So coming onto the right side first, and you'll need your strap. You might choose to take a cushion or your blanket for underneath the head. You can get your back. Reach for your left knee, draw it outside your womb space, and just pull down. And hold there for a little bit. Your right knee is bent as you lie on your right side. Get comfortable. Place your cushion underneath your head if that's comfortable. And then taking your strap, place it over your left foot. Now hold the strap with your left hand only. Bend your left knee, drawing the thigh towards the uterus. Pull down on the strap and then start to push your leg towards straight with resistance. And do that pulsation about 5 times. Bend the knee, pull down on the strap, push the foot into the strap, and slowly bring your leg towards straight. This teases out the fascial tissues as well, and really get a sort of downward pressure and then resist. So you use all the muscles. Stretch and take it into the hold. And that's how you stretch up. Beautiful. And then holding into that deeper stretch now, and we'll be here for another minute, taking the leg into its fullest stretch and just enjoying. So the pulsation with the contraction of the muscles allows the fascia to hydrate around the muscles, which is that sort of membranous fabric around all the muscles and the ligaments. And when we pulsate, move through resistance into the stretch, when we finally take it into the stretch, the fascia is invited into that stretch, and you'll find more in the body. Afterwards, it'll give you more space. The fascia will be happy. There'll be a hydration through the whole body system. The joints will also be more responsive. And the joint capsule with the beautiful sense of healing within the joint capsules as well. Allowing the deeper sensations to take your awareness, travel on those sensations, keeping an awareness into the breath, but allowing for for a free attentional focus into all areas of the body. 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. Please bend your left knee and place the knee on top of your right thigh. Relax your hip completely. Let the whole joint capsule around the thigh bone relax and soften. And then press a hand into the ground and slowly arise. Please step your left foot forward on hands and knees. Still working into that left side. Press firmly into the mat with 2 hands and then feel as though you're squeezing all the muscles in that left thigh. So it feels as though you're pulling your right and your left thigh towards each other. Squeeze, engage. Push your left hand onto your left thigh and press it up towards the knee. Then pulse down and push back, pulling into the foot and the right knee so that you're engaging the muscles instead of just swinging into the hips. Engage and press back and come down with a little bit of resistance through the muscle. Again, fascial engagement. Do that several times. It's just for whole body engagement. And then slowly, slowly, slowly come down into the low lunge. Place both hands on the mat. And now relax into the joints and let go. Relaxing completely into the body and just allowing the pose to sustain itself now. There can be intensities that arise, particularly into those hips, that we're inviting without overstretching the ligaments. We're inviting a full range of expression and softening when we come out through that compression deep into the joints. This yin practice also gives integrity to the joints by inviting areas of the body that sometimes hold tight, those ligaments, to find deep, deep release around the joints. Please be reminded to check in with your jaw and see that you're not holding tension in the jaw. Relax. Keep the mouth slightly open. If you have to, sigh out so that you can truly feel the relaxation in the jaw. Knowing that if your jaw is tight, your cervix is going to have some trouble opening. Releasing deep into the jaw will release the tissues deep into the body. The throat and the birth canal hold mirror energy. Through the throat will allow the birth canal to open, which is why it's so important to sound out the labor so that the birth canal can feel that vibration and release to the labor as well, because you've let go through the throat too. Shorter yin poses for pregnancy, so just hold it for a little bit longer and we'll be out of the shape. It's really important how you back out of the shape, because that's often when we tweak or find injury in the body. So coming out, come out really slowly, and then warm up the joint with a little bit of that movement again. This time, don't worry about tensing the muscles or pushing or pulling into the feet. Just feel fluid as you bring the blood flow back into that joint. Just a reminder that these are the movements we also use to bring baby into a really good position to the birth canal for birthing. When baby's in a good position, the birth goes easier. It's that simple. Straighten that left leg, flex the foot. You can hold on to your blocks if you wish, but I'd like you to now stick into the back of the left heel and bend your left knee. Tensile the muscles through that left leg, and then slowly pull your leg towards straight without clicking out the leg to straight. Then bend the knee. Grip the back of the heel into the ground, push the right knee towards the left, and with that tension pattern, slowly bring the leg towards straight. It's small pulsating movements, and you'll feel all of the fascia through that leg also stretching. Do that 4 or 5 times, however many times it feels good for you. Lift your chest, push into your belly, push, and now stop. You feel like there's a and with that fascia. And then push, resist. Now. Beautiful. And then come into your stillness in this shape. For those of you who have the space, you can always take it a little bit deeper if the space is available to you. So we're not just sort of clicking out into the knee and then completely hanging out. We're inviting that little bit of engagement and then settling into the fullness of that stretch. When we can take the hamstrings into beautiful stretch, we can also invite more space into the ischial tuberosities, the seat bones, which will widen to accommodate a baby coming through. As the intensity arises, you'll take bigger, broader breaths, just match breath, intensity, but try to find or hollow out a deep softness in your interior space. This could be in your thinking process, what's going through your mind. If you find any hard edges, soften it out. Just say, hey, let go of the hard edges. Just breathe into the intensity, but relax your body. And this is how to ride the waves of your surges. They're intense, they're full, they're big, they move through your body. But everything, your mind space softens around that intensity, and then it just becomes a massive wave that moves through you, and then it releases, and it's brought baby deeper and closer. And that's called riding the waves. And it works, ladies, it works to ride the waves. Five more breaths, a little deeper if you wish or not. Beautiful. Gently lift your gaze. We're going to stir the pot before we come into pigeon. So walk, heel toe the left foot, sort of wiggle, walk it off the mat, and then just stir your pot. Reminder, softness, relaxation through the body. Move the hips in big circles, one direction, the other way, pulse, backwards, forwards, do whatever feels good into that hip. We have lots of stories stored in the hips. So much happens around the pelvis, from puberty right through to exploration of self, through sexuality, to birthing. All of that is happening and storing in the pelvis. What's our story? How do we connect? How do we release what needs to be released so that we have the power to open? So that we have the power to completely be in charge of our own sexuality, responsible for that as well, inviting blood flow to this area, And just a reminder that I hope you're all having regular orgasms before this baby is born, because I promise you now it will make a difference to how you birth. Then from here, heel toe, that left foot over to the right side, and gently come into your pigeon. Beautiful. And I know that I shouldn't have to say this, but don't wait for your husband to give you the orgasm. Just saying. And once you're in your pigeon, deepen down and take 2 minutes, completely relaxing and being in your deep space. Drop into that hole. Are there any blockages there? What are you feeling? How is it feeling? What can you open to? If your teeth are touching, your jaw is tense. Relax your mouth, teeth millimeters apart, deep jaw relaxed. Relax your inner ears. Just 5 more breaths. And a reminder that if you're needing to feel into your body dilating in labor, come down to a pigeon for 2 or 3 surges on each side. It will help with dilation, moving the piriformis away and giving space for that dilation. Place your palms into the ground and gently slide that left knee back. Big hip circles, cat-cows, whatever feels good for you. Rocking backwards, forwards, around, bringing the flow back into that hip, feeling that flow all the way down that left side. So good. Come to lying down on your left side and we'll reverse that whole sequence. So bring your strap close by. Make sure that you have a cushion for your head that's comfortable. Coming down onto that left side now. And draw the right knee up towards the side of the uterus. Just hold, you can hook your elbow around, just hold for a little bit, creating some compression in that joint for the moment. Oh, Sarah, your body's slowing down. It's going into slow time. It's ready for labor. I can just see it, you know, all the movements, and there's this deep sensuality in each movement. It's beautiful. Baby's coming. Then taking your strap, place it around your right foot. Remember to hold tight, bend the knee, and then resist towards straight so that you deeply stretch into all the tissues and engage the fascia as well. And you'll do that several times, those pulsations, and then resist and stretch it up. Nice. Oh, I'm so looking forward to all these babies being born. And then push, resist, press. If it's too intense, push. This stretching, this is the professional. Beautiful. And then holding that stretch, breathe into it, find the stillness. A good practice to explore now is dropping any ideas of what you think you are feeling, and instead truly settling into the feelings. And this is tricky because often we allow memories of some past pain or pleasure to replace what is actually being felt in the body. Or without our even noticing, there could be a fear that comes into the body related to pain or intensity or, I need to move away. Sit in everything and feel what is actually going on without your brain and mind getting in the way. And this is a trick because our brain plays with us, and in labor, sometimes the intensity of a surge will come and our brain is making it something that it isn't necessarily that. Whereas if you can just allow and move the mind out of the way and be in actually what is happening with the body without thinking about what it could be or shouldn't be, or am I feeling this more than I should, or should it be feeling in this particular place? Let all of that go and just experience. Be in the flow of experience, just that. And as you have Braxton Hicks coming up towards the labor, it's a beautiful opportunity to just be in that experience. And Jessica was describing it so beautifully yesterday. She was saying, it's intense, but it's not painful. And it's like a big feeling, and the muscles are hardening so much, but it's not painful. So she wasn't allowing her body to tell her a whole trick and make something intense into pain. She was actually able to explore it for what it is, without bringing in a resonance of pain. That is a beautiful practice. Bend your knee and gently place that right knee on top of the left and relax your leg completely. Let the joint soften. Let go. So good. And then press the hand into the ground. Come on up. And step your right foot forward. Nice to have blocks or a cushion or anything else for a bit of elevation into the spine if you wish, or if it's convenient, you can even just roll up your blanket, place your hands on your blanket, and then push into your right foot, push into your left knee, press your right hand onto your right thigh, and then with that resistance, contracting the muscles, use the glutes, press forward, and back, push into the thigh as you come back. Press forward and back, press and come back. And do that a few more pulsations. Just inviting fascial engagement. And finally, let's take it into the low lunge. If you have a shearing sensation in the pubis, keep it higher. If you're able, you can soften it out, take it lower, and then relax. Let go. Let the joints hang out a bit now. Just be in the joint. soften the uterus, relax it. Obviously, if you're having intense Braxton Hicks, just let them also guide your practice. Use it as an opportunity to ride those waves as well. All preparation for what's to come. And here's the thing, we know that we're going to have to ride intensity, we know that. But it's about not shying away from it, being prepared in the mind-body space for those waves and knowing that they cannot be bigger than you because they are you. This is your body doing it. This is your body opening the gate to come through. More breaths in this shape. Slowly, a reminder to come out gently. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. And then rock the hips, this time softly. No tension, just backwards and forwards. And now straightening that right leg, flex the foot. And as you can see, I'm bending my right knee, squeezing left knee and right knee towards each other to create traction through that right leg, and then bringing the leg and pulsing it down towards straight. Bend the knee, squeeze, bring it down with a bit of resistance. Doing that several times. So it's very easy to just relax all the muscles and then drop down into a stretch, but it's not going to take the fascia with you. And fascia is what gives you range of motion. Fascia is what unlocks the deeper recesses of the body. And then once you've found your stretch, let's hold there and just breathe into it. Beautiful. Nice. I like the height, Aliki. You were definitely feeling it through that whole side as you lifted the chest and moved through the pulsations. It's beautiful. Sometimes when the body goes through an unlocking and letting go, there can be funny little ticks and wiggles of muscles and tissues doing their own thing, funny little dances, the glutes having a little party on its own. All sorts of stuff can happen as we go deeper through the different levels of the body in this way. Beautiful. 3 more breaths. You might choose to just deepen, relaxing the head even more, just exploring into the fullest of that stretch, obviously safely. And then we'll work out the joints. as you lift the gaze, you can slide and wiggle walk that right foot off the mat to the right side, and then stir the pot. And as you all know, these are the best movements for getting that baby nice and deep. Beautiful. Heel toe that right foot all the way over to the left side, finding a pigeon. And softly deepening into the pigeon. So I want you to feel the pressure stretch again. Beautiful. Such a good opportunity here to listen to your stories and gently let them go on their way, each time creating more spaciousness or simply being, or simply moving into that place of acceptance. The more aware we become of our stories, the easier it is to release them and let them go. Without even knowing it, sometimes the tension creeps into the jaw. A reminder that you could be following your golden thread breath, exhales out of the mouth. When you exhale out of the mouth, you cannot hold that tension any longer. And this is why it's such a clever breath to use in labor. Lips open, body open. Open. Out of the mouth. Open. That breath releases out of the mouth, in through the nose, body open. Beautiful. 3 more breaths. Perhaps each exhale, a deeper breath out of the mouth. Pressing palms into the ground, gently rise. Softly slide that right knee back and rock it out, roll it out, undulate through the spine. Whatever feels good, do it. And one more spot, just 1 minute. Tuck the toes, Just walk the hands back, flip the knees up and open, and come into that squat. Simply hold, settle in, relax the joints. Beautiful. Maxine's in her body. Ooh. And you thought your baby was coming early, Maxine, and we're still waiting. Babies love to play tricks on us. Lots of surprises with babies. Beautiful. And then the preparation that we do for opening the base of the pelvis, the pelvic outlet, where baby comes all the way down and into the birth canal. So this is also about dilation in the body for the active phase of the labor. You can come forward onto hands and knees. Bring your knees together. Take blanket block, whatever you have, cushion, blanket block and cushion, depending on how much height you need. Your heels spin out, your knees are together. As you sit down, choosing what kind of height you need for this, you will notice that now the hip bones themselves are moving outwards. And this creates space in the bowl of the pelvis, in the pelvic outlet that lets baby through. Beautiful. Interlace your palms. Inhale, reach the interlace up to the sky. Lengthen up, opening the front body. And then place your hands behind your head. First of all, we'll use a bit of resistance before you move into the deeper stretch. Push your head into your hands and tilt your chin up slightly, and then exhale, flex the spine, close the elbows to frame your face, and bring your chin to your chest. Allow the weight of the palms to just drop into the back of the head and hold. You'll feel the stretch all the way down the neck, through the back, into the shoulder blades, the hips. And if you've had a lot of tightness around the shoulders, you could really be feeling quite a lot right down and into the scapula as well. Inhale, sweep the interlace up to the sky, slowly lengthen the spine, gently begin to lift your chin to neutral. Take 2 deep, light breaths here, enjoying the expansion of the space, all the blood flow through the arms, the neck, the shoulders. And on your exhale, side out. Fingertips touch the ground, relax your shoulders. 3 breaths here, feeling your connection to earth below. A deep sense of gratitude for what's coming, for the journey so far with you and baby, for all the lessons learned, for the deep self-learning on this journey, and for the opportunity to take that depth on the road towards motherhood. Such a privilege. Gently shift your weight forward, place your hands onto the mat in front of you. Tuck your left toes under and straighten the leg, rolling the heel down towards the ground. And then once you've unlocked and decompressed that left side, the right as well, tucking, pressing back. And then just coming to sit either on your heels, any comfortable seated position, just to close off our practice. Hand to heart, hand to baby, as you close your eyes. Settling back into the breath, and this time taking those deep, light breaths, surrounding yourself in the light, feeling the light, surrounding baby in the light. Tapping into wells of deep joy, regardless of circumstances, regardless of other people's stuff, regardless of what's happening in the world. We have joy as our birthright. Claim it. O cosmic birther of all radiance and vibration, soften the ground of our being, and carve out a space within us so your presence can abide. Namaste. Thank you, my friends. You are welcome to take Shavasana, although Yin is a little bit of a meditation in itself. So you choose. Thank you so much for joining me today on a public holiday. I was wondering whether anybody would pitch. And I will see you again soon. So much love to you all. Have a magnificent and most beautiful day. Why not?